Hello there, welcome back. So today I'm going to read a question. It's a fairly long one, so I'm just going to read bits and pieces of it, the most important stuff. And as a general reminder, you're always welcome to send me questions at AskAtholAnything@gmail.com. So let's touch on the most important bits. My wife has decided to leave me, wants a divorce after 16 years and 2 kids with special needs autism. She brought it out after I discovered 2 months ago an emotional fear she was having for a few months and is still having. The other man does not even live in the state and they only talk and text on the phone. Okay. We just sold our home. She just got her own apartment and we're moving out in a month. Yes, she still kisses me and says love you and also acts too nice at times like nothing ever happened. Any thoughts or advice? Okay, so here is what is happening. Currently, she has 2 men in her life. She's got you and this other guy. And instead of getting all her relationship needs met from just one of you, she's kind of splitting. So she's getting all this emotional sort of context from him. She has this deep and meaningful relationship with him on an emotional level. And you're the one that is also providing, things like that help around the house and chores and child rearing and financial support and all those sort of normal everyday things. And that's a pretty good setup for her because she has these 2 guys giving her what she needs. The only problem with the status quo is that she has to deal with you face to face on a daily basis, and she doesn't really need or want that from you. She still wants help and support from you, but doesn't want to deal with you day to day. So I really do wonder and question about the sale of the house. Like, where was this in this process? What was the timeline? Was this something you guys had planned for years, or was it something that only really truly got floated once the fear had started and she wanted to create some real space between you and her? So, if she gets to move out, have her own apartment, and you still stick around as her buddy friend, and you're helping around, and you're being nice, and you're coming over and fixing things and doing chores or whatever it is, that's just awesome for her. Again, because she has 2 guys in her life supporting her and being there for her. What you need to do, and you need to do this whether she decides to come back, whether she wants to work on the relationship, or just wants to move on completely. This is what you need to do no matter what. You need to give her a pretty short course in the reality of the situation. And the reality is, if she divorces you, if she's moving out, if she's ending that relationship, you are not going to be her friend. Sure, you can be friendly, you can be sociable, you can be polite, you should certainly be good co-parents, but you're not going to be her buddy. You're not going to be pursuing her. You're not going to be chasing her. You're not going to be coming over to do chores or help her out or all this sort of stuff. She's ending the relationship with you. So the reality is, when she ends the relationship with you, you act like she's ended the relationship with you. The other part of the orientation to reality is, this guy is not going to leave his home state where he is to come move in with her and 2 kids that have special needs and autism. He's just not going to do that. And if she tries to get him to do that, he's going to refuse. On the off chance he does decide to uproot himself and move in with her, honestly, that raises more questions than it answers. That's almost more worrying than him just tuning her down. Like, what is so wrong with this guy's life that moving states to be with her is a really good plan? So the reality is, she's going to go from 2 guys in her life supporting her, and she's going to end up with neither of them supporting her. It's just going to be her in her apartment, and she's going to be doing the solo mother thing when the kids are there, and she's going to be pretty darn lonely and bored when the kids are not there and they're with you. And at some point, she's going to have to really rethink about whether or not this was a good plan. And it's really not. And then the next step from there is she's probably going to start hitting the dating market and trying to meet somebody new. And it's going to be a much rougher experience than perhaps she is imagining it. There's not a lot of guys that want to start a relationship with a woman that has 2 kids with special needs. And I mean, that may just sound horrible and cruel for me to say that, but this is the reality. There's not many guys that want to start a relationship with someone that has that situation. You know, a relationship with a woman that has no kids is much easier. A relationship with a woman that has really normal kids is easier. Once you throw in that special needs and autism, the degree of difficulty gets higher and higher. So the reality is she just has this horrific plan that's going to blow up on her, and she's going to deeply regret it. And at some point, she's going to have a sort of wake-up moment where she realizes she's made a horrible mistake, and then she's going to try and come back to you. The other part of the orientation to reality is, like, that may take her a good 6 months, a year, 2 years to get to that place. That sort of wake-up moment usually happens around the 1 to 2 year mark. And the reality is, by then, you've already moved on with your life. You've already met somebody else. You've already started whatever that relationship is, and you're not going to end the relationship that you're currently having and enjoying to try and pick it up with your then ex-wife. So I think you have to frame pretty hard. I guess you have a little bit of a window of opportunity here that if she is going to pursue this, you just think it's all going to blow up on her, and this is going to be a one-way trip. If she's done with the relationship, it's over. She doesn't get to have you as her plan B to come back to if it doesn't work. And I think you absolutely have to not beg, not plead, not act all that upset on your own account. I think you can certainly act upset on the account of the kids. This is going to be pretty hard for them. And I think you also have to frame that this thing that she's doing is such an obviously bad idea that it almost causes you to reevaluate her and think a little bit less of her. This whole thing is making her less attractive and less appealing to be in a relationship with. If she has a wake-up moment before she truly leaves or you guys split, well, maybe there's some hope here. But then you're going to go into some form of marriage counseling together. This other guy has to be 100% completely gone. She's going to have the whole open phone and email policy and all that sort of stuff. But that's a whole different sort of can of worms to get into. For right now, you're just orientating reality. I'm not going to chase you. If you leave, it's a one-way trip. This guy is not going to move in with you. He's going to reject you when you want a full relationship with him. And I'm not going to be your best friend if you do this. So that's pretty much the short answer of what you're doing now. Maybe it gets her attention. It's probably not, but we can only do what we can do, and we hope that she can respond. So that is about it, and I will talk to you soon.